Welcome to my channel, and here's a video of how to get to the summit of Steel Knots from Martindale. Park up just across from St Peter's Church and head towards the church. This path here goes straight past the church, and that's the way that we're going now. As you can see there, we've just passed the church and we're making our way up this path here. With the St Peter's Martindale Church just behind me, just in a moment we come to a little fork in the paths, and what you do is you take the one that goes straight ahead, and we're aiming for that peak just ahead there. There's a path up the face of that peak, and that's the one that we're taking today. Wainwright wrote in his Far Eastern Fells book that the path from Martindale Old Church is actually the easiest way to climb Steel Knots, and that's the one that we're doing now. We're now on our way up the steep bit there, and that little divot groove that you can see in the top that we're actually heading to, once you get to there, there's a nice little section that you can have a sit down and admire the views. The path, although it was quite steep, it was quite easy underfoot, and some places it were almost like steps, so yeah, it was quite easy to get up. This is that viewpoint I were on about, where you can just sit down and enjoy the views of Ullswater. Get a bite to eat and something to drink. And once you've done that, it's time to crack on back up the peak. As you can see, this path isn't a well-walked path, but it does have some decent footholds in it, which makes it quite easy to walk up, almost like stairs. But as you can see though, eventually it does level off, like it has done now. The path's quite a smooth path, easy to follow, and it's not one of them paths that's eroded the land away. You might be able to tell with my breathing, it was quite a steep climb that, and I am huffing and puffing slightly. Here the path takes us through some nice flat land with only a slight ascent coming up. Wainwright says in his book that Steel Knots has the shortest summit in Lakeland. Also, the rock tour that stands on the top of Steel Knots is called Pike. Wainwright also said in his book that there is no cairn on the top, but since then someone has started making one, but it's only a small one. Steel Knots also gives the best viewpoint for the Martindale district. Looks like we're coming up to the summit here, as you can just see on the left hand side ever so slightly. That looks like the Pike on Steel Knots. slight descent before the final ascent up onto the summit. And the summit stands at 1,414 feet. This is the rock formation on the top known as Pike. There you go, it stands at 432 metres, which is 1,414 feet. This is me just doing a 360-degree summit view from the summit. I've tried to name as many Wainwrights that can be seen as possible. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful.